Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Mrrboss, and in this video I'm basically going to be explaining if-else statements. Alright, so what you're looking at on the screen right now is the explanation in the block of code that I wrote for if statements. Now we're going to expand that to if-else statements. Of course, what I can do is I can simply remove it just to show you that I know what I'm doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain from the beginning until the end. I'm not going to explain if statements. Please don't get me wrong. If statements, I went through them. If you feel like you need to understand if statements, of which I do advise you to actually go back and understand if statements first. In the previous video, I did explain that. Go back, understand if statements before you can actually look at if-else statements, because if-else statements are built on if statements. All right. So like I was saying, I'm going to be explaining if-else statements beginning from now. All right, so the first thing first, I'm going to write my variables. Let's say, for instance, I say int x, right? And then I'm going to say cout enter number. Please do not mind my spelling if it is wrong in any way, as long as you understand what's going on. That's what matters. And then I'm going to say I say cin x, right? I'm just trying to move as fast as I can. And then I'm gonna be really nice about this. Let's int y, okay. Then I'm gonna say cout enter number I, add line cin y. Oh, that's a problem. Y. And then I'm gonna say comparison, right? I did say, guys, if my spelling is not correct, please bear with me. Before comparison x y, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say my if statement if comparison. Okay, please note, guys, that you can write x is equals to y like this. If you want to, you can say x is equals to y like this, and it's gonna output the same thing. In this case, I just equated this to the x is equals to y. So if you do not understand the reason why I'm saying x double equals to y, then you need to watch my previous video, because I actually did explain what that is. So I'm gonna say x comparison, and then open and close braces, and then I'm gonna say cout. Oops, cout. I am Mr. Mrrboss, right? Oops. I am Mr. Mrrboss, and line, right? And then now with if statements, what you need to do is, okay, so let me just run this block of code to make sure that everything makes sense and everything is correct. All right, so what is going to happen here is that, okay, let's just wait for it, give it a little bit of time. All right, so it's saying enter a number. I'm going to enter the number 4. Enter another number. I'm going to enter the number 3. All right, so basically in this case, what you can see is that nothing was printed on the screen. It's just a blank space, just blank line. The reason for that is when I actually executed my number, it compared X and Y. And then from there, it realized, okay, fine, X and Y are not equal, meaning that I cannot execute this code. This block of code cannot be executed because X and Y are not equal. However, if I do run my code right now, and then I enter the number 3 and enter the number 3, it is true that X, which is equals to 3, is equals to Y, which is also equals to 3, meaning that it does execute the block of code which says that I am Mr. Mrrboss. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Sharp, what is the importance of if or of else statements, if else statements? Now, with if else statements, what happens is that it allows you to actually execute a certain block of code if a statement is false. Like for instance, in this case, I can say of which this is the syntax, else, open and close braces. Okay, one thing that I want you to note is that else does not have parentheses. It is very important. If you put else with parentheses, you're going to get a bunch of errors. So make sure that when you're writing else, it does not have parentheses. All right, so in this case, else, see out. This is my channel, right? And then end line. All right, so I'm gonna run this code and then I'm gonna enter numbers that are not equal. Let's see what is gonna happen. All right, it says enter a number. I'm gonna enter the number 3. Then it says enter the number for Y, and then I'm gonna enter the number 6. So you can see that the block of code that was executed states that this is my channel instead of I am Mr. Mrrboss. Why is that? 3 is not equals to 6. Now, if I come here and say, okay, fine, this block of code over here only executes if X is equals to Y. This block of code over here only executes if X is not equals to Y. So if I go ahead and run my program again, and then enter the number 4 and 4, it's going to execute I am Mr. Mrrboss. The reason for that is because X is indeed equals to Y. All right, so this is the importance of if-else statements. They allow you to execute one block of code if it's true and another block of code if it's false. Like for instance, let's say for instance you're writing a code whereby the code needs to decide on whether a person is allowed to drink or not. Let's say age instead of a number. See out age, right? And then I'm gonna make this variable y equals to age, right? And then, okay, that is the variable of x, right? Okay, yeah, that is y. So I'm gonna say c in age, right? And then I'm gonna make this variable a constant, right? So I'm gonna say x legal age. Let me just say legal age. Legal age is equals to 21, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and say legal. Oh, that's a problem. Legal age, right? And then here I'm gonna say age, right? So what is gonna happen is that so I'm gonna say if equals to, and then I say you are allowed to drink. Drink alcohol, right? Please do not pay attention to the What is this? The spelling, because yeah, you're allowed to drink alcohol. All right, and then here I'm gonna say else go do your homework, right? So this is basically a code that is gonna say, okay, fine. If the age that has been entered is equals to the legal age, of which is 21, then um, then this statement is supposed to be executed, which says that you are allowed to drink alcohol. Else, if the age which has been entered is not equals to legal age, then the code that is supposed to be executed is this one, which says that go do your homework. All right, so I'm going to run this code. Let's see what is going to happen. All right, so it says that enter age, right? So I'm going to say age is equals to 20. What it's going to say is that go do your homework. Cool. Says that go do your homework, meaning that you're not allowed to enter that bar, of which, by the way, if you're underage, please do not drink alcohol. All right, so this program says, okay, fine. If you enter an age and the age is equals to 21 or greater, then it should allow you to drink. Oh, okay, let me just fix that right now. In this case, let me just make it actually, I'm just gonna say bool comparison is equals to age greater than or equals to legal age. Now let me run this code and let's see what's gonna happen. All right, so it says that enter an age. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say age is equals to 23, right? And then say enter. So you can see that the code says you are allowed. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It says that you are allowed to drink alcohol. Now, let's say, for instance, I were to enter an age like, for instance, 45. 45, it says that you are allowed to drink alcohol. So as long as you're actually older than, as long as you're older than, as long as you're older than 21, it's actually going to output you are allowed to drink alcohol. So if I say the age is 16, for example, 16, and then say enter, it says that go do your homework, right? So this is the importance of if-else statements. You can write code like this. This is just a simple code that allows someone to enter an age, and then if their age is below the actual restricted age, then it's going to tell that person go do your homework. If the age is greater than 21, then it's going to simply say, okay, fine, you can enter, you can enjoy yourself and all that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you see the importance of if-else statements, and I hope you can also apply them. If you don't understand if-else statements, then you can simply rewatch this video, and hopefully you understand these things better. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to be going through loops, for loop, while loop, do while loop, all those things. I'm going to be going through the loops, so please do check it out. It's also very important information that you need for your daily coding, so please check it out. See you in the next video.